Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Just wanted to do an episode. This is episode The Vault 233 SPC $100 million man. This isn't just directed towards the $100 million man. This is directed towards the $100 million woman. Everybody, that deals with this information that we're going to be talking about here, which is this SPC stuff. We don't really do a lot of these episodes over at the Vault because a lot of this stuff is just fraudulent. And the reason why it's fraudulent is because, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it has to be, ladies and gentlemen. This is the school of thought we come from the Vault. The mentor said it has to be accurate, demonstrable knowledge. We'll repeat it again. It has to be accurate, demonstrable. So the people that learn this information, the SPC information, where is it being taught? Where is it being demonstrated? So we're going to talk about it because we get these emails at the Vault all the time. We've already started getting emails about this stuff again. We did an episode from the so-called SPC universe shitty, and no one from that environment has demonstrated anything. All they do is email the Vault saying, man, I got the SPC contract set up. I'm a secured party creditor, but for some odd reason, I don't know how to cash in on the contract. Oh, well, I'm the secured party creditor, and I need to get a trust set up. I need to get some trust stuff going because that's not what I learned at SPC Universe Shitty. So, okay, well, we're going to address it right now. We're going to address it in episode 233, which is the SPC $100 million man. Ladies and gentlemen, if the SPC process was so real, if you're the secured party creditor, that means you're supposed to know how to collect. That's the first thing. Remember, it has to be accurate, demonstrable knowledge. You're supposed to know how to collect. But why is it that these individuals are emailing the Vault talking about, hey, Trust Christian, I got a $100 million contract in place. And guess what I need you to do? I need you to help me finish the process. I need you to help me cash out. In what? Federal Reserve notes? So you think you're about to leave the public and steal $100 million out of the system? This is the fraudulent mentality these people have. The SPC process. First of all, how are you the creditor but you can't collect? Because it's bull. That's why. But they don't want to hear that. They want to keep chasing the rabbit hole. Oh man, the SPC process, I'm trying to get my freedom. I'm not trying to be under the system no more. All you got to do is give up the social. You didn't want to give up the social because you want your death benefits. You want your so-called Federal Reserve note benefits. How are you going to take $100 million out of the system and then say, yep, I ain't got to deal with taxes. Yep, I ain't got to deal with this. What are you talking about? How are you going to take money out of the public and go into the private? Appreciate Brooklyn, New York tuning in live. Hopefully y'all not up in New York talking about no SPC. You got $100 million contract on yourself, but you don't know how to collect it. So then we get this type of fraudulent thought process. Well, I'm not really my name. The name is an entity. It's a trust. It's a corporation. The United States is a corporation. It's all a corporation. The Vault's been had that out. It's business, ladies and gentlemen. It's not personal. You are in a position of control. But if you don't have the right mindset, that's why we have trustee training. Because once you find out that you are in a position of, man, I'm not in the correct position, I'm a beneficiary, you can move into a position of trusteeship. But how can you move into that position when you're trying to take money out the system? See, trustees don't get paid. Y'all don't want to know that though, do you? Trustees can't get paid. Why? Because if a trustee gets paid, they incur a personal liability. They didn't tell you that at SPC Universe Shitty, did they? They didn't tell you that when you was going through the SPC process, did they? No. Because you're supposed to collect money personally. It's called Trust Christian. Own nothing, control everything. You cannot collect. It's a debt instrument. Oh man, then we get the people come over. I got the SPC contract, $100 million contract. So which one is it? Are you trying to discharge debt or are you trying to collect money from the contract? Well, I'm trying to do both, Trust Christian, because it's all a fraud. It's all a farce. Accurate, demonstratable knowledge. The guy, the woman that gave you that information, they just gave you paperwork. They sold you $3,000 paperwork. They sold you $10,000 paperwork because you wanted your freedom. Now, granted, at the vault, we say freedom isn't free. But the people that supposedly sold you the information, did they do it for free? No. So how is it that they didn't need the money when they got $100 million? People with $100 million don't even give out information to poor people. That's why the vault is so unique. Because people in our position, we don't talk about the private and the public. It's no need to. We share with it right in front of your face every single day. Donald Trump's living it. He said, I don't have a tax return to show. It's that simple. What happened? What happened though, ladies and gentlemen? People wanted a guru. They wanted somebody to sound good to sell them something. And we encouraging y'all to wake up so y'all can stop email the vault talking about, I don't have no money, but I got $100 million contract. If you don't have any money, you're not going to be able to eat good food. If you don't have good money, you're not going to enjoy clean air. If you don't have money, you're not going to be able to live comfortably in life. But you got $100 million contract though, right? The $100 million contract that you don't even know how to cash out on. There's a few things you could bank on in life. Gravity, you don't know what gravity look like, but you know if you walk off a tall building, guess what? It's going down. You know this. You don't need somebody to sell you that document. But some people need this to get a freedom document, right? I'm gonna put myself in secure party creditor status so nobody could come after me anymore. Oh, really? How are you? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. All the guys that say they got the process done, they're broke. They're literally sitting around not generating any type of service or product for the world. They're not. What are they doing? They're selling you a $3,500 freedom packet though. They're selling you a $8,000, a $15,000 packet. Y'all think we didn't go through that? Y'all think Trust Christian didn't want to see how far the rabbit hole went? And then we saw all these guys were frauds. And we were like, look, we know what worse though. It's called getting off our butt and going out there and producing something for the world. Oh man, I gotta work, Trust Christian. The money's fake. The money not real. The money not real, but you can't get nothing done. And that's why you contacting the vote. Because you trying to cash out with Federal Reserve notes. You thought you was slick though, right? Hold on. Let's rewind that because maybe we speaking too fast at the vote. While the shysters and the liars are speaking real slow for you. So you think that you owed something and you're gonna get paid in Federal Reserve notes. You're gonna get paid in it. Fiat. The same thing you said that's not real. The same thing you said that don't exist. How many of y'all are utilizing that to even get paid out in gold and silver? None. None of them contact the vault saying that because the information that they got is low level. I got my indemnity bond. I got my contract set up through a third party, the DTCC. Look, I done went deep. I done went through all these classes. So the guru that taught you the information, why didn't you finish the process? Why are you contacting the vault? Because it's a fraud. We ain't sorry to tell you that it's a fraud. These guys are frauds. That's what they are. Always have, always will be. Well, how come they out here operating? Ladies and gentlemen, when you're dealing in an environment where most people don't know the information, of course some people are going to slip through the cracks. That's fair. Some people are going to slip through the cracks. 98% of the population does not utilize a secured party creditor to put a lien on themselves. Hold on. What you mean put a lien on yourself? Let's think about this. If you are not a slave, how can you have a lien on yourself? Let's repeat it again. If you are not a slave, how can you put a lien on yourself? Well, no, I didn't put a lien on myself. I put a lien on my name. It's Trust Christian, own and control everything. How can you put a lien on your name? How come your family didn't put a lien on your name? I don't know how I do that. They didn't tell me how I do that because I'm trying to cash out. So Your family didn't put a lien on your name. Your mom was an informant on the birth certificate. Well, what about the birth certificate, Trust Christian? It's got to be worth some money. And so it's worth some money. It's worth some money, right? How much is it worth? It's worth $100 million. The government's hypothecated it. They selling it on the black market. Oh, really? Okay. Did you read Modern Money Mechanics? Do you know about what bonds are? Did you know you can go to a securities agent? They didn't. The frauds didn't tell you that though, right? They didn't tell you that when you deal in securities, you got to deal with the SEC and the Securities Exchange Commission. You got to deal with securities. Is it not a security? Why are you contacting the vault, $100 million man and woman? Because somebody sold you some paper just like the rest of these guys. Well, what about the redemption process? I'm trying to get one nation under God. I'm trying to come up back in a natural law. Ladies and gentlemen, the government not bothering Quakers. They not bothering those people. But, oh, you trying to take money out of the system because you feel you owed. Well, let's address this mentality. It's only one thing. It's called entitlement mentality. You think because you were born in the United States or wherever you born in the world, you think that the government that is supposed to actually be there based off of common customs and usages. Common customs and usages, it owes you something. The government has gotten too big at this point because people are dependent on the government to give them something. I thought y'all wasn't a slave though. Y'all said y'all not a slave, but then you want some artificial entity to give you something. So you're not going to give to the artificial entity to better the general population. You want to take from it. Okay. Oh, Trust Christian, I know everything I need to do. I just need you to help me with the last part of the process. And I'm going to give you 1% of the money. Trust Christian, what person in their right mind is going to help you finish a process for $100 million and you going to tell them, I'm going to give you 1%? Are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one is it? You got $100 million contract that you about to cash out on, and you think the person you going to get to help you finish the process is only going to take 1%. How about you go to the Securities Exchange go to the Securities Exchange person that's going to help you out and see how much they take. Ladies and gentlemen, the lawyers in probate, when you're trying to pass along assets from one generation to the next, take a minimum of 35%. That's passing on wealth generationally. It's not $100 million generational wealth. And you think that you're going to come to the vault talking about, oh, can I do this for 1%? Get a life. If you want to stay on the internet surfing on other goofball pages, go ahead. But Trust Christian in the Vault, we're focused on making sure families build the proper way through management. You have to manage to be wealthy. You have to have good financial skills. How do you have the internet to email the vault, but you ain't got no money for the consultation? The internet costs money. It's free when I go to Starbucks though, right? Oh yeah, it's free when you go to Starbucks. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is for the younger generation. The Vault literally, Trust Christian does these episodes for the young generation that get caught up in this damn fuckery. That's what it's called. Buffoonery. People want something for nothing. There is no something for nothing. There is no $100 million for you to literally submit some paperwork in, and you supposed to be the creditor. You got to lean on yourself. Stop falling for this garbage. These guys are not building anything. They're taking. And guess what? When you take from the system, oh, you best believe they're literally going to look at you for the rest of your life. They don't want to know that though. What you going to do with that $100 million? You think you're going to overturn the system with $100 million? You think you're going to get your freedom and be like Harriet Tubman, help some other people escape? Nah, it don't work that way, right? What happens when you try to steal people out of the system? Y'all know what happened to people. But oh no, secure party creditor, you gotta secure your freedom. It's the Emancipation Proclamation. You're emancipated, right? But now you gotta proclaim it. through a security agreement. You got to secure your birth certificate because it's just a floating contract. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science. The people that created the system also create the people that created the problem also created a solution. You can't have a problem without having a solution. See, that's mathematics for y'all, but most people want to be stuck on stupid. How are you going to have a problem and not have a solution? Every problem has a solution. So let's think about this. If if you got a problem, which is there's a security that's floating that's unregistered or unsecured, why wouldn't you go to a security agent? They have different levels of securities agent. They got Series 6, they got Series 7, they got Series 8. They have different securities agents. How come none of these guys go out to the securities agent, but they want to reach out to the vault? Like we some lawyers over here, or like you dealing with a securities agent. We're not none of that. This is why we just did an episode called Go Beyond Broke, because people are stuck on broke. Trust Christian, I ain't got no money for the consultation. Then how you gonna get a service? Every workman is worthy of his hire. See, these are the same laws that you try and use against the system. Oh, okay. People, they want to get over the entitlement mentality. We're sorry to tell you that the truth hurts. There is no, I'm going to use this contract, the $100 million contract, and it's going to discharge debt. It's going to get rid of debt for me. What happened? I thought it was a security, right? Hold on. So it's a security, but you still haven't gone to a securities agent that they've actually went to school and learned how to deal with discharging of debt, because it's a security. Because securities, that's what you're trying to do with it, right? Oh, no. It's not that simple for you. Why can't you compute that, ladies and gentlemen? Because, the dude that sold me, he wearing Gucci. He looked like he outside the system. He talks real slick. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to invest in your private education. That's it. Not invest in some contract to why y'all not trying to be citizens of the country that's protecting you from tyranny, protecting you from people literally trying to rain bullets down on you? This is coming from people that don't have a perspective on the world, that have never traveled around the world and don't see what other government systems are like. They don't understand what true freedom is. See, in the United States, you can actually spit gum out on the ground and not get a fine. Or not be put in jail. There are countries where you spit gum on the ground, you can go to jail, ladies and gentlemen, for spitting gum on the ground. Oh man, it ain't free though. You're right. Freedom is not free. You got a secure party creditor contract that's for $100 million. Who you being protected from? The people? The government is the people. Y'all got some career politicians. Donald Trump's not one of them though. He might be one of the ones you can count on, because he's not a career politician that's trying to enslave you through welfare. He actually got people the money for free. Everybody's happy. They say, oh man, I ain't got to pay back the grant. Hold on. So that's not welfare? See, welfare is when you take money in Section 8 as a woman, and you can't have the father in the house, or you can't have a man in the house, because if you did, you were actually not supposed to be on it. Right? That's called slavery. But oh no, we want the dummy crash to take care of us, right? Right. The $100 million man or woman that thinks this contract is supposed to save them from their ignorance. It won't. What it's going to do is have you dropping Federal Reserve notes that you may or may not really have to give to this fool or bum. And then on the back of that, you're not really having what you need to move forward in your life, which is capital. You need capital. Use the capital. It's two types of capital. You got human capital and financial capital. But human capital traditionally doesn't outwork financial capital. So they've created an expansion in the money system. They went from gold and silver. People literally get on the chat right now and say, well, gold and silver is the real legal tender. You know, the Federal Reserve notes is not real legal tender. Okay. How you getting loaves of bread? Gold and silver? Why didn't you take that in there and pay for it? It's constitutional money, right? The state that the business is in, it's under the Constitution, right? Right. So why didn't you take the gold and silver in there and try to exchange it and get the product or service you need? Because it's called a collective consciousness, ladies and gentlemen. It's called a collective consciousness. And when you have a group consensus, people move on past those asset classes. Gold and silver has been a medium of exchange, but it's heavy. Who's walking around with gold and silver? Not too many people. It's weighed out traditionally in ounces. So it's not small denominations of it. The Federal Reserve notes were smaller denominations of it. They used to have gold and silver certificates. Some people might type that into the chat. Well, they used to have gold and silver certificates. You could exchange gold and they would give you the certificates. Isn't that how it started? Now you're just in Federal Reserve notes, exchanging. But oh man, the money's not real. Man, that money is as real as the tree that it was cut down from and printed on. It says it's based off the full faith and credit. What happened? Y'all forgot about the word faith in there? Hold on, no. But your birth certificate is the credit though, right? What about the faith that you have in the system? It's based off of faith. And faith without works is what? Dead. So hold on. Let's think about this again. Let's see, they're not reading nowadays. So let's go into it. It says it's backed by the full faith and credit of the people. Because the United States is made up of people, not of these one person. It's based off the people. So it's based off the full faith and credit, right? Right. Why y'all keep skipping the faith? But the faith is what? You gotta have works. You gotta have works. Man, I ain't trying to work. The money not real. Then you ain't got no faith. And faith is seeing beyond sight. Well, you know, look, my credit is when I was born, I was worth 100 million pounds. I was worth $100 million. What? What have you produced for the world other than showing up? And then, if your family ain't got no money, you're a damn leech on the system. If your family hasn't... See, this is where we get into the term breaking generational curses. This is where you got to break a generational curse in your family, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. This is where you got to break a generational curse and say, I'm going to make sure that the next generation has an inheritance so they're not depending on the system that I'm trying to so-called escape and run from with a $100 million contract. That's it. You got to break those generational curses. One of those curses is being illiterate. The United States is not the most literate country in the world. It's not. There are other countries that have very literate people. They can read. It's not just reading, it's comprehension. You have to comprehend what you're reading. The vote says in the email, when you email the vote, read everything. All important. How many people read the whole damn email? How many people read the whole email? Even the small print. They didn't even read the small print. This is where we are nowadays in 2020. People in the States or abroad, they're illiterate. You got to break that generational curse. You can't use ebonics. You can't use slang. Well, the English language, you know, the etymon and the words ain't really the words. And are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, we're going to push those people to the side because the ones that are really living their lives, the ones that are generating capital, holding wealth for their families, they're utilizing a language. People don't even know how languages were created, but they want to sit here and say a language is not real. Ladies and gentlemen, stop falling for the wizardry, the forgery, the information of lying. It's business. It's not personal, ladies and gentlemen. It's business. That's all it is. That's all it ever has been. All it'll ever be, unless you're in the private. And the public is business. But people got $100 million contract on their life though. You wish you had $100 million contract. People got supposedly they secure party creditors and don't have no money. How are you calling yourself a creditor and you don't have no money? That is like, it's just mind blowing to hear this. Like, the younger people, they want money. Younger people, they're like, look, I ain't with no broke stuff. That's the bottom line. Young people feel this information. They don't just hear it, they feel it. They're not trying to be broke. Because broke is when you ain't got no money. When you begging, asking for a handout. Trust Christian, I ain't got no money. So can you come over? We'll set up some contract, and when the contract go through, you could trust me that I'm gonna make sure you get the money on the back end. Right. What about the guy that helped you, or the woman that helped you start the process for a secure party creditor? When did they get their money, on the back end or the front end? The paperwork that you was sold for the SPC University, they got their money on the front end. When you gonna get your money on the back end? Right. Right. That's why we don't deal with none of them frauds over there. We put people in front of Cornell, a brother we ain't never seen work since we known him for 5 years plus. The brother, we travel. What's going on here? Do business together. We got people that, like, see, maybe I think this the internet and people not real. We do workshops. We shake hands. See, you can shake our hand. You can see us show up. The Vault's been doing workshops for over 4 to 5 years. You can shake our hands. See, we're not hiding behind the computer screen, even though you can't see our face through the internet. But, hey, we do workshops because what? It's private. We don't need to be an entertainer or a celebrity. They're broke. They're in the public. The guys that's out there, oh, let me show you my face. Let me get on the internet. Oh, okay. Right. It's interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are hurting mentally, so they're going to fall for the easy sale. The guy that says, get your SPC stuff get together. You good. You going to be good. How you going to be good? They getting their money on the front end. When you going to get your money? On the back end. Then when you get when you get all the paperwork, did you get any money? No. All right, cool. Here we go. The habitual process has started now. You don't get no money on the front end. You get it on the back end. Then you contact the Vault and say, man, the Vault, we going to get you your money on the back end. But the guy that gave us the paperwork to start us out, we gave him his on the front end, but we're not going to tell you that. And then, look, just help us finish out this process. Hold on. What happened to the fraud that sold you the paperwork? The one that said you was going to get your freedom. Whatever that is. They help you securitize your birth certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be stupid. We have mentors, ladies and gentlemen. See, when y'all come to the Vault, we don't even share half the stories of what goes on in private. We have mentors that have taken options. Literally, if y'all don't know what an option is, it's a derivative, like your birth certificate. This is an option. These are financial instruments, okay? They took an option, launched it on an exchange, made millions of dollars. Once that exchange found out what was done, they literally made sure that no one else could do that ever again. Because it was a promise to pay. It was an evaluation on land that the exchange said, look, we can't allow people to do that. It's not even, just because you have an appraisal on land, you think you can launch something on an exchange? Why y'all think crypto is so powerful? Because people have moved back into derivatives again. But why are y'all associating with these frauds instead of getting on around securities agents? That's what we hang around, securities agents. We told y'all to go connect with the securities agent. But oh no, it's too much work for you to get out the dirt, huh? It's too much for you to put a suit and tie on to go talk to these serious people. These people that went to school, that know about White and Summers, that know about UCC and contract. They spent years studying that stuff. And y'all not going to give them the proper respect? And you think you going to tell them, hey man, look, I got my birth certificate. I know it's a security, so I need you to help me get $100 million off this security, and I'm going to pay you on the back end. After this person's in student loan debt for going to school for securities and having a securities license. Y'all think they gonna get their money on the back end, right? Don't even bother reaching out to the vault with that silly thought process. It's called ignorance. Bottom line. Don't even reach out to the vault. Well, what do you think about secured party creditor? Nothing. It hasn't made nobody rich. When is it gonna make them rich? The whole goal is to be rich and wealthy, right? Oh, no. We just want to say that we wealthy cause we African indigenous descent people and we from the motherland and this, that, and the third. Are you serious? Like, wealth is actually shown in physical, tangible assets. See, when you come into the private, everything next to our name says OM. You know that sound, the universal sound? AUM though. Assets under management. See, assets under management. That's what's next to our names in the private. Or the trust name. How many assets under management do you have? I got the $100 million birth certificate though. Is it in your name? Because it's Trust Christian, own none, control everything. Is it in your name? People say, well, that was my name, but it's not my name. What? We're not playing semantics with these words, ladies and gentlemen. That's called reading and comprehension. Bottom line. We're going to open up the floor to people that want to type into the chat. Because recently, some of our episodes, people think this is a game out here. Literally, y'all know how many people have come to the vault and told us that they've lost thousands of dollars behind this stupid process? Stupid. Y'all could have invested in your private education with the vault. But instead, they want to keep going through the frauds processes. Oh man, I'm supposed to get the free money, the exponential money, because my birth certificate. Y'all could type into the chat right now. We're going to do the consultations live for the SPC universe shitty stuff. We're done with this stuff. Don't email the vault with no SPC questions, no birth certificate questions, none of that fraudulent information. The information's fraudulent. It's a joke. Make some money. If you got to work a job for a second, go work a job. Why are y'all avoiding having to do something for something? Nah, they want something for nothing. Ain't no something for nothing. So y'all can type into the chat. Y'all can flood the chat right now with questions about the SPC process and, oh man, I did my SPC. See, when we finally say type into the chat, we don't even see any questions. I guess y'all typing long questions right now because we don't even see any questions coming in the chat about this $100 million contract that you got on your birth certificate. That some goofball said, hey, I got a secured party creditor contract on my life, so I'm untouchable. All these guys talking about, I'm trying to get rid of child support. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand what child support is too. We already know what it is. If anything, you probably had a baby by the wrong person. Let's start there. Why would the person that you love really put you on papers? That already shows you there was some discontention in the situation. Some contention in the situation. Maybe we should get better at who we invest our seeds in as men. Maybe we need to get better investigating before we invest in people. We haven't seen a question yet come into the chat. But we get the questions. Oh man, Trust Christian. We're not even answering those emails no more. If you literally, we'll make sure the assistant make sure. If y'all email anything about SPC or any of the birth certificate stuff, I got my birth certificate and I still don't know how to make no money. We're not even answering it no more. It's over. We're in 2020. We've been hearing about this stuff since 2012. It's been 8 years. And ain't none of them ever been in the asset management rooms where we've been in, where people got $1 million, where people got $1 billion assets under management globally. They actually hold assets under contract, like land, like water, like people. They have companies that they help people make money. That's an asset under management. Don't email the vault this garbage no more. Being just forthright with you all, because it's gone on way too long. This is the episode to address it. If you think about email the vault with the SPC information, because you're supposed to be the vault, and I'm in the SPC and I got my trust set up. Sure you did. Your trust. That's public. We tell y'all that. It's public. If you want private, you got to invest in your private education. Someone said, tell us what to do. We done said it the whole episode. Invest in your private education. You can't invest in paperwork. If it's the vault, it's the vault. Go to the law library. We understand it's COVID right now, so you might not be able to get in a law library. But hey, y'all got where there's a will, there's a way. Y'all got to make a way. It ain't no, oh man. When you say investing in your private education, Trust Christian, what does that really mean? Investing in your private education. Ladies and gentlemen, in the private, it's business. That's it. In the public, it's business. You have to start a business. Just because you start a business doesn't mean you own it. CEO does not mean owner. It's Chief Executive Officer. Founder. That's why you see a lot of these tech gurus now, these tech guys being founders of the company. Donald Trump don't pay taxes because he don't own no companies. It's own nothing, control everything. That's the business. See? You got to invest in your education so you can know how to live like the Trumps. That's it. It may not always be on the internet for free. So you might have to go do some work so you all can be able to get the consultation and move forward with your life. It ain't an arm and a leg. It ain't even an arm. It's just investing in your private education, dealing with people that are saying, look, first of all, we ain't here to sell you no paperwork. First of all, that already is a bad look. Somebody gonna say paperwork. Half the people that get the paperwork can't even read. They don't even have the comprehension skills to know what you're reading. Why? Because if you're reading a financial document, you have to have a financial acumen, a financial IQ. Do you have a Barron's dictionary next to you when you're reading the SPC stuff? How many of the gurus tell you get a Barron's dictionary? Oh well, this guy, Brother Polite, he tells us to get, a Barron's dictionary. Okay, how come? How many of you all have dealt with him and you're rich? We'll be quiet. We'll actually ask you all, if you've dealt with him in the chat, live or in the replay, have you made money with him? It's always as quiet as I am right now. Quiet. Man, I just got some information. It's good information. That's what we hear. It's always good information. We don't need the name drop on Brother Polite. Brother Polite drops a lot of great information. Duh. But did the SPC process make you rich? Did it make you wealthy? No. We know one thing for sure. All the greats are in trust. Trust Christian, own none, control everything. We already know that. We can share with you all that all the greats got foundations. How many of them on the other side are telling y'all that all of them got foundations? The Clinton Foundation, the Trump Foundation, the Bush Foundation, the Obama Foundation. Y'all want us to keep going? The Rockefeller Foundation, the Carnegie Foundation. Hold on. All of them are in foundations, but you SPC in it to be wealthy. Yeah, right. See, we come from the private. That's why we do what we do. Because we know accurate, demonstrable knowledge. Not internet theft, trying to take your money over the internet. Y'all can feel free to type into the chat about any one that y'all know. They got the SPC $100 million man contract and they rich. And they wealthy. How many? Nobody types into the chat. Because we already know that that's not the case. But hold on. Then we'll go back to the default conversation, which is, it's for discharge. Because the money's not real. First of all, how do you establish a debt if you don't have a line of credit? It's an oxymoron. Don't you have to be extended credit to even have a debt? But it's backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. Who's the United States? Aren't you a part of the United States? Well, the United States is an artificial entity. It's a corporation. Look, as long as y'all want this third party person to be out here and, you don't feel like you're a part of the United States because you're not contributing nothing to the world, go ahead. But in the real world, you got to contribute something, ladies and gentlemen. You got to contribute either physical capital, human capital, or you got to contribute financial capital. That's what it comes down to. And if you don't ever do that, good riddance. We already know what you're going to be. Your name's not going to be remembered in history. That's it. For doing something great for other people. Other than trying to cash out with $100 million. Y'all really think if somebody get $100 million, they going to go out and help the world? What do y'all think Bezos is doing? He helping out the world, right? What Bill Gates doing? Y'all think he helping out the world? No, he got his millions though. He got his hundreds of millions. See, when people get their money right, they take care of what they were supposed to do. Themselves, their family. The ones that's trying to help everybody on the way up, guess what? The way you help people is by employing them through a business. Bill Gates has employed a lot of people. A lot of people are driving for Amazon and Bezos right now through those trucks, doing Amazon deliveries and all that other stuff. Through the deliveries. What are we talking about here? But he ain't giving no money away. But he definitely has helped people have jobs to generate wealth for their family. Finally, get some questions in the chat. My question is about the trust source information. Where do you put from the private? We've been mentored by private people that literally say it's a waste of time to come on the internet and talk about it. Because why? They say people on the internet are broke. We had a conversation with a mentor the other day. They said people over the internet are broke. That's why none of them have internet websites. None of them. All of them do what we're supposed to do, which is have private trust workshops, which we do. We never got away from the workshop mentality because the information has to be taught in the private. It has to be you have to be trained in this information by mentors. That's why we have a training system. It's mentorship for a period of time. Where do you pull the information from, though? I've read Weiss, but see Scott and Asher on trust primarily. Okay. You got everything set up, though, right? Right. People in trust deal with people in trust. That's what we know. Hold on. We had a question come to us the other day. They said, Trust Christian, I got an irrevocable trust set up. This is what we talk about in consultations. So you getting a freebie here. For all the ones, did you set up the trust? Let's think about this. It's 3 parties in trust. Grantor, trustee, beneficiary. The grantor creates the trust. Who created the trust? So you went to the fraud, right? He created the trust for you. Or who created the trust? Most people come on the phone, don't even know who created the trust for them. Let's get to the second part. Are you the trustee? Oh, it's an irrevocable trust that you created, and now you the trustee. Fraud. We'll move on to the next question. I know of people getting a federal offense for doing a federal SPC filing and falsifying information on a federal application. Of course, how can you file a lien on yourself? That sounds stupid. That's slavery. You gonna file a lien on yourself. But hold on. Well, Trust Christian, what do you mean? How can a corporation put a lien on me? Because the contract's not between one party. It's between 2 parties. Hold on, Trust Christian. But I'm a natural living being. And then, the corporation, my corporate name, the all caps name, that's a corporation. Okay, so it's a corporation, right? Okay, who's the signer of that corporation? Who's the signer of that trust? Who's the signer? Well, it's the treasurers. But in the meantime, between time, I'm going to act as the treasurer because the treasurer can't really do it. Look, if y'all want to keep coming with all these different lies and all this stupid stuff, feel free to keep that where you got it from. Don't bring it to the vault. We don't care. We're focused on families managing to be wealthy. And be wealthy. And maintain wealth. Maintain assets. Bottom line. But hey, we're going to do the SPC process. And that's going to make us free. You're going to put a lien on the all caps name because the all caps name is a company. Okay. And then they try to say, well, I created this trust and I put it in place of this, or I put a corporation in place of this. Oh, okay. Right. So hold up. So the system is a fraud, right? Remember, the corporation, artificial entity. Why are you trying to collect Federal Reserve notes from it then? If the money's not real, why are you trying to collect Federal Reserve notes from it? If the money's not real, why are you trying to participate in a system that you say is not real? Because the people that told y'all that information, they're not real. Trust Christian. Own nothing, control everything. You either invest in your private education or you're going to be sitting out here typing into the chat and asking questions about how, you're going to better your life. You want to know how you do it? It's called work. We're sorry to tell you that you got to work. Y'all think Bezos didn't earn the money? We don't have to use him as an example. We could use any wealthy or any person that's built a substantial sum of money. They worked for it. Why do you feel entitled to get $100 million because of your birth certificate? Oh, then we gotta move into the Moorish paradigm. Well, they stole the land. Y'all think slavery is like what they got? They got like major campaigns going on right now for sex trafficking. That's called slavery. Slavery still exists. They have sex trafficking going on around the world. There are countries that sell people. Yes, slavery is still alive. And guess what? If you're in the United States, you're in a jurisdiction that says it's a crime to do it. Wow. It's a crime to do that, right? Did you not read the law though? Are you in paper servitude though? Do you owe money for a contract that you signed? For a debt? Yeah. Any more questions in the chat? Otherwise, we gonna hop off. Because this SPC $100 million man gotta stop stuff. This stuff is just, it's a joke. It's not even a funny joke. Like, please make us laugh at something funny. Tell us a joke that's really funny because it's a joke. People are wasting their time. You're wasting your time following these gurus over the internet. Oh man, I seen him. He got a car and he discharged the car. Hold on. He got a house and he discharged the house. Now let's think about this. If you have access to what's called unlimited funds, y'all know y'all trying to make it sound like it's an unlimited fund, right? It's an unlimited fund. If you got access to an unlimited fund, why these fools, they not balling out? Well, once you get your status right, your status corrected, you can't just be out here balling like that. But hold on. Aren't they selling SPC package though? Hold on. If they got unlimited funds because they the SPC, why they selling the SPC packet? See, the vault doesn't say y'all need to get at us for trustee training. It's just an offering. We don't need to sell it. It's no need to sell you something that if you have it, you're good. If you don't, we're here. It's training. And guess what? It's actually a continuing education program. When you are in the private, you're always educating yourself. You're surrounding yourself around people that have things and have been learned in things that you don't know. Why? Because when you're in the private, you understand business is a team sport. You got to have people that are good at securities. You got to have good lawyers. You got to have a good accountant. You got to have all these different people around you. If you're in real estate, you got to have the contractors. You got to have the property managers. You got to have the brokers. You got to have all these people. These business is a team sport. But oh no. You're going to get in the SPC University spot. And that's what it is. You think you're going to get in that position and be good. These people got a website set up for y'all. Taking y'all money. Talking about you going to be a secure party creditor. How you going to be a creditor and you ain't collecting no time soon? But guess what? The people that sold you that information, they got their money on the front end. Oh, they made sure of that. Why they ain't give y'all the packet for free and say, yeah, look, we in a good position. Just pay us on the back end, right? Right. That's how simple and stupid this information is. Don't email the vault with that stuff. No mas. No more. No more. It's a joke. You got $100 million contract, but you you don't know how to cash it out. I'm trying to cash it out, Trust Christian. What you mean? My birth certificate worth $100 million. I'm trying to cash it out. But you don't even know that it's a security and took it to a securities agent yet. And get it launched on an exchange so people can purchase the security. When y'all purchase stocks, aren't y'all purchasing securities? Why don't people invest in other people's birth certificate? You want to know why? Because SPC University, it's not worth anything. You can't, if you were worth something, people would pay you. If the birth certificate was worth something, people would pay for a stock in your birth certificate, right? It's a stock, right? When you launch it on the stock exchange, it's a stock. It's still a security. This is the information people are being deprived of. Whether you're a Moorish person, whether you're saying, oh, I just want to get my freedom. Look, freedom ain't free, but it definitely ain't no paperwork. Free is knowing the law. Reading English properly, or whatever country you're in, knowing the system. People think, but then they'll say, oh, the money's not real. Look, we're done talking about it. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listen to replay. Y'all can reach out to Christian, Trust Christian at the vault. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. Christian at trustchristian.com. Look, we not begging for none of that. We got, look, we already invested in those fools. Y'all think we ain't did workshops with these fools? Y'all think we ain't paid and dealt, y'all think we ain't dealt with these fools? Y'all think y'all the only one that lost your money? Right. We have no problem with saying it was a L. But the only difference is we stopped going down the rabbit hole and started focusing on stop chasing carrots. We planted our own field. That's called working. You got to toil your own field. That's your mind. You got to toil your field. Stop letting people entertain your mind. Toil your field. Discernment. Sit on the information before you spend your money. Investigate before you invest. That's where we're at the vault. Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and blessings.